Hello, everyone. It's me, Seth Rudetsky. Where's James? Two things. I would say he's getting ready for the big foster care event tonight, but neither of us are getting ready for that. We're so behind. We're doing a huge foster care event tonight, which I'll tell you about in a minute. But mainly, he's out because our fish is not doing well at all, and he's made an emergency run to, I guess, Petco, and he pre-ordered it, and we have to get this heater. Anyway, it's very depressing. We have a goldfish named Goldie Hawn. Anybody? And the fish is kind of on its last legs, even though it doesn't have legs. So anyway, we're hoping that if he gets this thing for the fishy poo, it's going to do well. It's so depressing. So that's that. But the point is, he went out to go get this fish stuff. So it's up to me. So now we're going to do the show the way I want. Exactly the same. All right. So welcome to Stars in the House. What is Stars in the House? You may be asking yourself. I'll tell you. Stars in the House is the show we do twice a day. We do it at 2 p.m. and 8 p.m. Eastern. It's live. By the way, we never emphasize that it's live. It's literally live. So that's why things always go wrong because they're live. But, if you make comments, I'll see them and we can put them up. So it's a live stream that we do. Then it stays up at starsinthehouse.com, and you can see all the past episodes at starsinthehouse.com. And I think we're now up to 110 episodes. We began right after Broadway shut down. So this is episode, 108, something like that. We are raising money for the Actors Fund, which, I feel like, why should I explain it? Everybody knows, but everyone doesn't know. The name is a misnomer. It's not just for actors. It's for anybody in the arts. So it's for, first of all, actors, singers, dancers, musicians, but also everybody behind the scenes. So stage managers, casting directors, people that work in the box office, people that are ushers, and not just in New York, all across the country, no matter where anyone's working in the arts, they can get help from the Actors Fund. And it also is for TV and film. So not just actors on TV and film, but everyone behind the scenes, people that do the catering truck, script supervisors, best boys, gaffers. Anyone can go to the Actors Fund and get help. It's 6:03 right now. Why? Where are you? Hold on. It's 6:03. Where? But where? Where's the 6:03? It's 2 o'clock here. Anyway, what was I saying? I got distracted by the comments. So yeah. So here's what I would love you to do. Donate to starsinthehouse.com, and the money goes right to the Actors Fund. All the money goes to the Actors Fund. It's not like we take off 25% to pay for, no, literally everything that goes to starsinthehouse.com goes right to the Actors Fund. We have a little staff that does everything for us, and we're able to pay them because the Berlanti Family Foundation gave us a grant. So anyone that works on the show, there's technical and social media, they all get basically a little stipend, and that's because of the Berlanti Family Foundation. So if you donate to Stars in the House, it all goes to the Actors Fund. And it's basically just pays for the most basic things: rent, food, medical bills. We just had someone from The Flash saying that she couldn't pay her lighting bill. She's now she's starring on The Flash, but she said she couldn't pay her lighting bill a couple years ago. And she went to the Actors Fund. They're like, how much is the lighting bill? And she told them, and they're like, here's the money. I mean, it's that literal. It's not like in 2.5 weeks, fill this, and this. You just call them. You're like, I can't pay this. And then they give you the money. So if you're having difficulty right now, and basically kind of who isn't? I mean, nobody's working, and it's much longer than I think anybody expected. Go to actorsfund.org and ask for help. Tell them what you need help with, whether it be medical bill, groceries, whatever it is that's overwhelming you. A lot of people get their rent paid. And go to actorsfund.org and ask for help. And if you can give help, you go to starsinthehouse.com. And the minimum donation is $5. And once you donate to starsinthehouse.com, forward your donation to Stars in the House 2020 at Gmail, and I'll read it. Wow, someone is watching in Singapore. Hi, Martin. I went to Singapore once. It's really beautiful there. Albeit terrifying, because it's it's like if you have taffy in your mouth, you'll be arrested and caned. It's sort of a little terrifying, but it was really beautiful. It was just I was scared. I was so scared because all I do is break rules without realizing it, but I'm never really scared of actually getting caned. It's all good. The point is, thanks for watching. All right, so donate at starsinthehouse.com. It goes right to the Actors Fund. If you need help, go to actorsfund.org. Oh, yeah. It's the Actors Fund. Yeah. No, if you're who don't work for an entertainment organization, there's a minimum you have to make, and it's very minimal. But if you make a certain minimum, I'm really make points out of there, $6,000 a year, something like that. Working in the arts, you're considered a professional. So yeah, you don't have to. It's not like you have to be equity or anything like that. You just have to make your money in the arts. If you make your money in the arts, you can go to the Actors Fund and get help. Okay, is there anything else I have to ask? Wow. Sorry, I keep looking at these comments. Someone's in New Zealand. Oh, that's where it's 6 o'clock. Wow, that is so cool, man. Okay, I get it. People are watching from all over the place. Final thing, which I'll discuss later, but tonight we are having a big foster care event, and I'll discuss it later. But we have a lot of Broadway stars, and we have a lot of people telling amazing stories. We raise money every year for You Gotta Believe, which helps older foster youth find families. Because once a kid hits 8 years old, they're considered special needs because basically everybody wants a baby. So once they hit 8, they just go into foster care until they're 18 and then they age out. And 50% of those people go into prison or they become homeless. So You Gotta Believe believes that nobody ages out and they find families for youth that are in their teens and in their 20s, in their 30s. I mean, it's really incredible. And you may go, why does anybody need that? They're already 18. Think about being in college. Remember when you're like, I don't know what course to take and you can't call your parents and ask. Or you're like, what do I do for Thanksgiving? People just need families, not just for money, just to have a trusted adult that they can rely on. It doesn't end when you're 18. If anything, like I needed my parents more than when I was in my early 20s. So You Gotta Believe finds families for foster youth, and we help them every couple of times a year, actually. So tonight is our foster care event, 8 p.m. Eastern. All right, let's get to the show. I have our first guest who I haven't seen in so long, Saycon Sengbloh. I feel like I've not seen Saycon in like 10 years. Anyway, she's here to help out the Actors Fund and Stars Now. So please welcome Saycon Sengbloh. Hi, Saycon.
Hi. Oh my God. It has been forever. Seriously. It really has. You said 10 years?
Yeah,
is it really 10 years?
We saw each other all the time because we were doing all these benefits, like a really short period of time, constantly, and then like never again. So let me go back.
Yes.
Saycon, I guess she was in the middle of doing Wicked, and I was doing some benefit, and I asked you to do it, and then you did a million of them for me. So you were doing Wicked. What year were you doing Wicked?
Oh God. I mean, I'm only 17, but I did Wicked for almost 3 years. It was late 2004 through 2007.
Yeah. It was so, it was actually before I even met my husband. My God. And then I feel like a lot of like, I'm an actress now and like refusing to do musicals, right? Wasn't a lot of like.
No refusal, but you know, a girl's got to diversify, you know? So yeah, absolutely.
I feel you were in some really cool play on Broadway. What did you do? Something very cool. What did you do on Broadway after Wicked?
I did all, so think about it. You're saying the no more musicals. I did all these musicals, right? Hair, Motown, Fela, which was really cool.
Fela, yes, I love that.
Yeah, and then I got a Tony nomination as an actress, no singing at all, in Eclipsed. Yeah, starring opposite Lupita Nyong'o. It was really exciting. So that was the really cool play that I did. It was directed by Liesl Tommy, who also just directed the movie that I just shot as well. So
I get it. You work in every field. I'm so mad my husband's not here because I couldn't see Eclipse. I can't remember why, but he went with my daughter and they were both obsessed with it. My God, they loved it so much. I'm so mad, but we got to save our fish. Wait, you got a Tony nomination for a play. Brava.
Yes.
Now, what maybe people watching don't realize is that there's the total prejudice. It's like the more talent you have, the less talented you're thought of. So because Saycon had a great belt, there's always an assumption like someone that sings is not an actor. It's so infuriating. It's like, no, you're actually more talented than you can sing. But my point is, once you were known as an actress for being in a play, did it help your career?
You know, I think it's really, I think I'm going to do a podcast on this topic because it's so hard, or it can be hard for singers to transition into acting or to be respected as actors. You know, there's that triple threat thing. And there's also a really hard transition sometimes for dancers to go into acting or dancers to go into lead singers. I grew up in Atlanta, Georgia, Tri-Cities High School, Freddie Hendrix Youth Ensemble, just theater. And I always had a chance to do voiceovers, commercials, movie of the week for Stars. You know, I did all kinds of stuff. And I was always considered like she's cute and she can sing, but there were always lots of singers around me who sang much better than me. I come to New York and suddenly everybody's like, oh my God. And I'm like, okay. So then I'm known in New York as this singer, and it kind of took off, you know, and the musicals. And, you know, you really have to say no and focus a different way in order to get that respect. And you also have to tone it down. Us Broadway divas, we love a big lash and a big blush and a big, you know, and you have to really understand that subtlety sells, you know, just really like find the part of you that you want to present that's subtle. And I feel like once I toned down all the extraness, I was able to get rediscovered in New York as an actor. And then I did cool plays like Eclipsed, and of course, one of my favorites that I did at the Signature, Hurt Village, like getting a chance to just do straight plays. It was very, very satisfying to do that here in New York and be respected as an actor here in New York.
But when you say tone it down, that's so interesting. Do you mean like literally don't put on drag? I mean, is that what you mean?
No. Well, what I mean is, like when you're singing on stage, you have to really adjust. I always say this. Musicals are basketball and acting is golf. Right? So like golf.
Wait, your Wi-Fi's going out. All during your big philosophy. What? Go back.
Control basketball. Can you still? Oh, there we are.
So go it. Why is it like basketball and golf? Go again.
Okay, so golf is like, it's quiet. It's walking these long journeys, and then boom, this little ball into the hole. Boom. Basketball is like, whew, you're running around. Those are two different sports, right? Equally well respected. Both have huge followings, right? Both are huge, but they're totally different. And so like, it's like apples
and oranges.
Apples and oranges. The same way that when you
the robot.
I can just speak for myself. I know I can be, very hello, I'm in the room, very flamboyant, you know what I mean? I'm excited to be here. But TV film people, they're just like so low key and so cool. Everybody's just like, hey, how are you? What's up? Like, it's like, so like, you don't want to be that obnoxious. You don't want to be just like loud and obnoxious and all that. I feel like, this is hard to say, but I feel like I just had to find the beauty in my subtlety. And I think finding the beauty in my subtlety. And I just think that was, I'm going to talk about this on my podcast. There's so much to say about it.
Well, first of all, I love what you're saying. That's the beauty in the subtlety I love. I don't, however, love the new style of TV acting where literally everybody's whispering. I'm like, I can't hear you. Nobody talks like that in your life.
Everybody's whispering and holding their sweater, and they're like, oh my God, I love you. Sweater acting.
It makes me crazy. Okay, so go back for a second. Talk about Wicked, and you were the standby when I met you, right? You were the standby for Elphaba?
Yes, I was a standby for Elphaba, and I was the first Black woman to perform the role. It was really exciting. At the time, when I first auditioned for that show, I was supposed to audition for 2 other shows. I was living in Georgia. I had done the Rent tour. So it was Bernie Telsey casting. They called me again. They said, hey, we want you to come audition for Wicked. And there was a couple of other auditions in New York. And I remember I needed to learn like 5 songs. And I was like, I decided not to focus on the other auditions, which I think scared the heck out of my agents. They were like, I think they thought that the chances may not have been that good for me, or that, they want to see me. I'm always the wild card. Let's see how the Black girl, you know what I mean? And I said, no, I need to focus on these songs. I need to learn these songs. And I feel good about this. And so I did that. And then I was hired as the standby. Literally, like my first or second week of rehearsal was that same week. Do you guys remember famously when Adina fell during her second to last? No, it was her last performance, I think, or her second to last performance. Yes, because Shoshana ended up finishing. Yeah, and I was there, like I was like, whoa, what am I getting myself into? You know what I mean? I wasn't in the audience watching, I was backstage, but I was just like, whoa, that's how long ago this was. This was fall of 2004. And then I got ready. They trained me up. They got me ready. And it was a wild and crazy ride. Ben Vereen came in as the wizard at one point. Rue McClanahan was there as Madame Morrible. Oh, Rue. I miss Rue. God bless her. I
bet she was hilarious. I have a clip of you just at Broadway Sessions doing No Good Deed. And I love that you take the hardest vow. Will I do? And instead of modifying it like so many people do, you actually sing it pure and then you go higher. So instead of doing like Will I Dow, which would make me crazy. Yes! Hit it.
I'm wicked through and through, since I cannot succeed. Hero saving you, I promise no good deed. Well, I attempt to do again, ever again. No good deed will I do
Saycon Sengbloh.
Oh my God, that's Ben. I love Ben. Ben Cameron. He was in Wicked with me as well. And did we do Aida together as well? Ben's been in a lot of shows.
On Broadway, you did Aida?
Yes, I did Aida on Broadway. That was my first Broadway show. Honey, baby, I was a standby to the stars for a time, honey.
Yes. Oh my God. Yes. You know, Aida's coming back. Did you hear that?
Yes, actually, one of my friends was she was crashing with me while she was doing the workshop, and then they had to shut it down because of the situation that we're in now, where we all have to stay home. So that's why we're stars in the house, darling.
By the way, I love it. My kid is getting the fish stuff with my husband, but she's watching and she's talking about that play you did. I cried. That beautiful
oh eclipse. Yeah. Oh, I appreciate that. You know, it was like, you know, I say it was like timing lined up so perfectly for me to have the chance to do that play. My dad was from Liberia. My mom is American. And I was like, in what world is there a Liberian Broadway actress here to give you that accent and give you that vibe? I was so ready for it. I was like, when I auditioned for it, I had a bunch of auditions happening. It was another time where, you know, it's the thing for any musical theater students. A lot of times when the most important thing is happening, there will be two other really important things happening. Like when it rains, it pours. At the same time that I was auditioning for that play, I was also auditioning for a movie called Double Play, directed by Ernest Dickerson. And they both had these two totally different accents, and they all had all these heavy duty lines. And I could not get off book for the Eclipsed for the life of me. I could not. I was like, oh my God. And rather than stress about it, I just decided I'm going to go in there and do the best that I can. And I went in there, I had the paper in my hand, and I ended up getting the part. And then weeks later, so we did it off Broadway at the Public Theater. And then weeks later, I got the role in the movie as well. And I ended up, after the play, I ended up leaving, actually left the play. They got extended. I didn't do the extension. I left to go shoot that movie as well. I got both parts. And it was such a stressful time. I remember it was one of the most stressful times in my life. I was like, I could not want something more than I want these two roles with these two totally different accents. And I got the part.
But it sort of contradicts your first thing, which is like, and I told my agent I'm only focusing on Wicked because your best advice is to do one. Then I focused on two and I got both. So it turns out contradiction. Now what? You gotta
see what the vibe is. You gotta weigh your options and see how you feel in the moment. You know, it really, you gotta gauge it, and you have to be able to, you know, maneuver and be malleable. You know what I mean? That was a time where I was like, yeah, I can make these happen. That other time, I don't even remember what those other plays were. They never even happened. That's how smart I was. I was like, now there's this, because I did Scandal excitingly. I was in the 6th season of Scandal on ABC. And I remember Scandal being about to, I think the 7th season was their last season. And I was auditioning for new pilots and new TV shows. And so I booked this new TV show. It was a new pilot. And I was telling some friends, like family friends, you know, hey, I just got this role in this new TV show. And they were like, oh, but you're not going to be on Scandal anymore? And I was like, well, that thing it's about to be a wrap on that. Like, there's nuance. There are times when, yeah, you want to be on the big ship. But then other times I'm like, if this other show takes off, I'll be the Olivia Pope. You know what I mean? It ended up, we shot that show in Chicago. It didn't get picked up, but it was like a lead role on a new TV show. Sometimes you have to say no to this to go and do that, or you have to say, you know, you just have to really balance it. And trying to balance as a Broadway actress who actually does television. I look to Audra McDonald. I see how she balances being a mom, a Broadway star, a television star, a movie star. Like, she was in our Respect movie as well. I cannot wait for you guys to see that. That's the movie that I was talking about that I just shot, Respect.
When is it coming out?
The last thing they put out after everything, we all had to stay home, was that it would come out in December, Christmas.
And what's it called?
I just shot a movie called Respect about the life of Aretha Franklin. It's a huge new MGM musical. I'm so excited about it. It's starring Jennifer Hudson. I play her sister, Irma Franklin. For any of the fans of A Piece of My Heart, Irma Franklin sang it famously before Janis Joplin. That was her song. And so we just shot that, and Audra is in it. Who else is in it? Forrest Whitaker. Just God,
Jennifer and
so
Audra.
amazing.
So actually, wait, two more things before I forget. So first of all, I know you have the podcast. What's it called? Like Saycon Says. What's it called?
Saycon Talks.
I knew it was like that. Saycon Talks. Okay, love it. So
yes, my podcast is called Saycon Talks, and I talk about a lot of things just from my own perspective. I always say, being an unfamous actress in really famous rooms, you get to hear a lot of things. You just get to be a really cool fly on the wall. Now I appreciate my NDAs. I don't spread too much stuff, but I have a lot of good tea, darling. I literally just did a flashback. There's been all these mashup meme videos everybody's been doing, and we did the Don't Rush Challenge with the cast of Fela, celebrating the 10-year anniversary was last fall, and we just posted that. So I did a flashback talking about those crazy times, like, oh my God, Janet Jackson and Prince came to see Fela. Just like, I reminisce. I talk about pop culture, just from my own point of view. I think some of my musical theater people come, but also there's a new fan base of people who are just interested just in some of the things that I want to talk about. So it's really exciting. And I'm always having tea, smoothies, juices, just finding ways to have wellness, because wellness is really important. And people, in order to have like longevity in this business, I'm constantly cast with people who are half my age. So in order to like really actually keep up, I have to like take really good care of myself. So I talk about that on the podcast as well. Saycon Talks is the podcast.
Saycon does talk. And the other thing I want to say, well, two more things I want to say. You're talking about pop culture, and yet you're a lot like me in terms of not keeping up with pop culture. Both of us have AOL email addresses. What's up with that, Saycon?
AOL, you is that what were you emailing me there at the AOL?
And you were responding.
I don't even really. Oh, I thought you were emailing me at my Gmail. I do have that AOL, but I don't really use that one as much. But let me tell you this: I hear there are a lot of famous people who still use their AOLs.
Yes,
I do. Yeah, I do still have mine. I don't use it as much. I have some Gmail. I have a bunch of email addresses, baby. I got email addresses. Okay. I like to compartmentalize. It helps me to keep everything clear. Like if all of my social stuff comes to this email and all of my business comes here, So yeah, ain't nothing wrong with AOL. I like the setup, and AOL Build. It's a great setup. I find that Gmail is not as ergonomically.
I know people
they make fun of it, but if they got on AOL, they'd be like, "Oh, the setup is a lot more. It's just smoother. It's a better setup."
And my last question is: when you were doing Wicked, any of your Broadway shows, any huge mess up I need to know about? Did someone's wig fall off? Did a broom catch on fire?
Let me think. You know what? I cannot leave out. So I recently got a Drama Desk Award nomination. I won the Drama Desk for Eclipse, and then I got a nomination for The Secret Life of Bees, which we did this past summer at Atlantic. And so Atlantic Theater. It's a small theater built in a beautiful old church. And this past summer, there were a lot of sort of like flash rain storms. And we had a show where, we started the show. It was about me and the little girl, and we're running for freedom. And then we find these three ladies with the bee farm and the Secret Life of Bees, right? Secret Life of Bees. So I always call it baby girl. Me and baby girl, we trying to do our little thing, and I'm singing to her, and I had this plate with the sandwich, and I'm like, what is this thing I'm singing? I'm singing about I'm gonna sign my name. I'm gonna sign my name to register to vote, right? And then we hear bloop, bloop, bloop. And there's like this drip, bloop, bloop, bloop. And I see the bass player like leaning and leaning. And then I hear, and I'm just like, gonna go outside. And I'm singing. And I'm just waiting for the stage manager to just call the show. Sign my name. And I see the bass player is like, and like, then you hear, and I see all these chords and, like, you know what I'm saying? Like all the stuff set up because the whole band is on stage. And I was like, I'm going to call this. Sorry, guys. I was like, there's this huge drip that's happening right now. And it was like a full pour of water, right?
Waterfall.
As soon as we all left the stage, a panel fell from the ceiling and a big flush of water right where the band was, right where all that stuff. Like maybe 5 minutes after we left the stage, they had just cleared all of the wires. I was like, please don't let my band get electrocuted in the middle of this show. Let's call the show. So that was the craziest thing that happened. And it just literally just happened last summer. With Secret Life of Bees. We had such a wonderful time. LaChance was in the show.
Yes, that's
Don't
right.
you guys love LaChance, honey?
Yes. Talk about
Issa Davis. Isn't she? Let me tell you, without sounding overly inappropriate, honey, you be in the dressing room with LaChance and she is the way she looks and her age with 2 full-grown kids, you're like, oh, I need to do some crunches. What is happening to my life? Yeah. LaChance is the bomb.com and she's so kind and we would have sleepovers. I was just saying the tea that I got in that dressing room, this grown woman talk, it was just wonderful. It was really, really wonderful.
Spill it. All right, so Sayc, you're supposedly going to sing. I made you this track. I have no idea. I'm hoping the track works out with you. I kind of based on the Mamas and Papas version. I know. We're going to see what's going to happen. You just have fun with it. I love this song, and then if it falls apart, it falls apart. All right? This is live. Don't forget we're watching this live. All right, have fun, lady.
Okay, don't fall apart. Don't fall apart. Let me see.
And donate. StarsInTheHouse.com.
StarsInTheHouse.com, yes. And hi, Mom. I think I sent the link to Mom.
Okay, our Wi-Fi is
hold on. Maybe it came.
Hi, Mom.
Sorry.
Bonnie, you look crazy in the camera, by the way. I can see you. Bonnie, you're like this. You look crazy.
Oh no. Weird.
Hold on, it's okay.
Sorry, there we are. Okay. Around the dance street, they're dancing in Chicago, down in New Orleans, in New York City. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
It was so good for 5 seconds.
My phone rang. Sorry.
The phone.
And I'm going to start over if you guys don't mind. People are calling me. Sorry. Let me put my do not disturb on. I'm so sorry, guys.
Sounded amazing, though. For the
Thank you. Oh gosh. It's so funny. Nobody ever calls me.
Embarrassing.
Okay. If you guys don't mind, thank you for your patience. Okay.
Fun part.
Here we go. Around the world, are you ready for a brand new beat? Summer's here and the time is right for dancing in the streets. They're dancing in Chicago, in New York City, yeah. All we need is music, sweet music. There'll be music everywhere. They'll be swinging and swaying and records playing, dancing in the street. as you grab a girl everywhere around the world, they'll be dancing. They're dancing in the street. Yeah. This is an invitation across the nation, a chance for folks to meet. They'll be laughing, singing, and music swinging, dancing in the street. Philadelphia, yeah. Baltimore, oh, indeed, is music, sweet music. There'll be music everywhere. They'll be swinging and swaying, and records playing, dancing in the beat. Oh, yeah, yeah. It doesn't matter what you wear, as long as you are there. So come on, every guy, grab a girl. Everywhere around the world they'll be dancing. We're dancing in the street. Let's form a big long line. Get in time. We're dancing in the street. We're dancing in the street. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, all I can say is there were 4 amazing notes. The rest was crazy, and I sum up what Jeff said. Is there an internet problem, or am I having a stroke? He was like, I kept hearing an amazing note, nothing. So suffice it to say, you'll be on again, but we're going to clear up your Wi-Fi, girl, because the voice was amazing. But if you watch it back, you're going to see it was just like, they'll be swinging. Like nothing. Street.
Oh my God. The whole thing was gone. Half of it was gone?
3/4. But no, as Jeff said, she was so wonderful otherwise. So it's all good.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for your patience. I actually have my cable people coming on Saturday.
Thank you.
I have been having some issues. So
you're gonna
man.
Right after you win your drama.
Have me on again. Please have me on again. And you guys, please check out my Saycon Talks podcast. I will be singing on there as well. I do my little sip and sing. Come and sip and sing with me on Saycon Talks. Dang, I'm sorry. I didn't realize. I had no idea. And I was just singing. So you heard like the top, middle was gone, and then you had the end?
Yeah, I heard 5 to 6 notes. And on that note, you still got it. Gotta laugh at it, Bonnie. You'll watch it. You still heard fierceness. All right, so Saycon, you're going to come back. Everyone listen to Saycon Talks.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sayc. That was hilarious. So good. Okay, so this guy's Wi-Fi is good, but his personality is horrible. Please welcome Steven Weber.
What?
Nothing.
She's amazing. Okay, she's amazing, even when she's pixelated. But I have to say that your responses your face was just great.
I come from a long line of broad vaudeville acting.
Woo! That was good. Good
Stevie, I know I haven't seen you in so long. Steven and I did the producers together.
Yeah.
By the way, I think like almost 20 years ago?
2002.
Wow, in 2020.
Yeah.
Holy cannoliac. Okay, so let's just go back a second. So I was so shocked that you were so good in the producers. Did you pursue musical theater before that? Like, where did you get this great voice?
Well, that's very kind of you. The only other musical I had done previous to that was a production of Hair out here that they did at the Wadsworth, and it was a limited production, and it was unbelievable. Sam Harris was in it, and it was extraordinary. It was a great production. They wouldn't let us off stage, so that was really the first one that I did, and for all intents and purposes, Producers was the second authentic musical that I'd been in. But I had never taken singing lessons, but I get my voice such as it is from my mom, who, as you and I have discussed, she was a nightclub singer in the 50s when she was very young, like I'm talking 17 years old, and she had appeared on what was then the equivalent of America's Got Talent or whatever it is, or American Idol, which was the the Talent Scouts, Arthur Godfrey's Talent Scouts, or Chance of a Lifetime, and these shows were seen nationwide, although not everybody had TVs, you know. So and so she was a great singer in the kind of Keely Smith area, you know, the kind of jazzy but not too kinetic and crazy, and not too dark, you know, but she had a great voice. And I guess I got whatever I got from her, but I never formally trained.
But like when you were in high school and college, you weren't doing musicals?
No, I was just I studied acting. I went to the High School of Performing Arts, and then I went to State University of New York at Purchase, two great schools that had great theater programs. And hell, I remember I always wanted to sing, never took lessons, never took it seriously. And I remember the first audition I did was for the musical Baby.
Oh, I love that musical.
And I was scared out of my mind, did not know what the hell I was doing. And I sang, I think I sang, I don't know, some standard. And I was just terrified.
So you didn't get it. So, but what about, I don't understand, like, well, I just feel like if you're at the High School of Performing Arts, why were you not doing musicals there? That's what the movie Fame is all about. Everyone's just doing music nonstop.
Yeah, no, we never did musicals there. They were, I mean, the only musical things they did were special kind of end of year performances that were organized by the students themselves. But each discipline was very separated: dance and music.
I hate that. It drives me crazy.
All right, take it easy.
No, but it drives me because the reality is we're all connected once you get older. But when you're younger, there's this stupid separation, which is not even in the real world. It's like the real world, people go back and forth between disciplines. Like, why would you not learn them all?
Well, you know, look, first of all, everybody who's young, you know, these are teen years. You have a daughter, you know, these are the years from like 16, 15 to 18. And I think having a discipline, a single discipline, is good to focus on, because during those years, God knows everything else is going on, you know, hormones and drugs and all those things, all those other great things.
But see, here's where I disagree, because I go, no, it's the opposite. That's when you have all the time in the world. When you get older, get your training young when you have no responsibilities. And then when you're older, you can't go, now that I'm 25, I'm finally going to learn dance. It's like when you're 15 and you have nothing else doing, do as much training as you can in everything and then figure out what you're good at.
Great talking to you, Seth, and I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.
Okay, I really appreciate it. Next up is Bonnie Milligan. Now, first of all, I keep talking about your great voice. Here's a little bit of it. See if we all remember this one.
I want to be a producer with a hit show on Broadway. I want to be a producer, lunch at Sardi's every day. I want to be a producer, sport a top hat and a cane. I want to be a producer and drive those chorus girls insane.
Adorable.
Sweet. It was cold.
Well, it was Thanksgiving Day parade.
Oh.
Okay, so before we get into the producers, how did, you know, obviously I would assume your big break was Wings. Were you an unknown when you got that lead, or was it like because you had done something else big?
For Wings?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was an unknown, I guess, but I'd been working for a few years. I was on a soap opera with Julianne Moore. We were a couple, and I did a couple of movies. I did a war film. I did a sweet little film that had Phil Bosco in it, and I did a play with him. Because, you know, Shirley Knight just passed. I did Come Back Little Sheba with Phil and Shirley at the old Roundabout when it was on 23rd Street and in Chelsea. And so I was a working actor, but also I was, I guess, constructing this personality or this persona of the kind of attractive wise ass, and snarky dickhead. And so, and that I kind of parlayed into that role of on Wings. But
I was gonna say, everything you did was kind of so dramatic before Wings. How did they know that you were funny? I
was just always going up for those roles, really, and not getting them. But it was just my personality in an audition situation I was rarely introspective and serious, which I think hurt me in certain ways. But I also considered myself reasonably versatile and adaptable. So if something was dark, I went dark. If something was light entertainment, I did that. And so when I started auditioning for Wings, I saw that whatever I was doing, which was that kind of lighthearted, improvisatory snarkiness, was getting me further down the line. So I just kept with it.
What did you get close to before you got Wings? Did you go up for like Friends or something?
You know, I got close to, no, I didn't go to Friends, but I actually got close to a couple of movies. I got close to Footloose, believe it or not. I auditioned for Footloose. I auditioned for, S.E. Hinton, The Outsiders, you know, that type of stuff. So I was in that world, and I just didn't have enough. I just didn't have enough to get over. And so that was it. Look, I was a working actor back in the olden days where you had to walk the streets and slip your 8x10 under the door and go to cattle calls and go to studios on you know, I'm going to say Broadway and 46th Street, and you know, all this, and go to Michael Bennett studios, and it was really kind of great. It was a classic young actor experience. I did have a experience. Let me tell you this quickly.
Yes.
When I was in Purchase in my 4th year, I was starting to think beyond it, think beyond school. And so I made some connections with some agents and stuff. And actually somebody was auditioning for a new Dr. Pepper commercial. And if you remember back in the, I want to say 80s, Dr. Pepper had these big numbers and I'm a pepper, he's a pepper, she's a pepper. Wouldn't you like to be a pepper too? And so they were recasting it and redoing it. And somebody said, why don't you cut school and go down there and try it out? I said, okay, because hell, I'd taken 4 years of dance at Purchase, of which I was terrible. It was the same, you know, 2-minute combination, you know, wearing a dance belt. I thought I could dance. So I went down to Michael Bennett Studios, 890 Broadway or something like that. And I found myself for the first time with real working, guess what, dancers. Not a dancer. Everybody was wearing leg warmers and tights and everything. I did my stretches and I did what I had to do and tried to fit in. And they brought us into the room, big mirrored studio, and sitting at the head, who was choreographing this thing that we were going to have to learn, and again, I felt very confident that I could learn it, was Wayne Cilento.
Yes, who did Wicked later on from the original chorus line.
Original chorus line that I can do. You know, he was doing backflips, and he was wearing a fur coat. Okay, he was wearing like a fur coat, a big fur coat. Like his head was like this. Okay.
Yeah, I'm out.
Okay, so or maybe he was shirtless, and he's just hairy, could be. And so I realized that I was in deep shit at that point. So I kept going to the back of the room while all the dancers, and there may have been about 40 of them, he taught us this incomprehensible steps, these steps, this combination. And I was trying to get as much of it as I could and fade into the back. And then we would do it. He would demonstrate, we would do it. And then he would have the group. And so 40 became 20. And I stayed in the back of that group. And then 20 became 10. And I stayed in the back of that group. 10 became 5. And I was like, oh, no. And then they paired us off. And I was with a girl, a dancer, full Capizios, the whole thing. And it was just us, and all the dancers were lined up around the you know, on the bar and on the wall in the mirror. And Wayne Cilento was in front of me, and whoever else was casting. And I was so covered in flop sweat that I barely moved. And at one point for the rest of it, just stood there looking, you know, like the dam of the camellias, like. And while she danced away, and I looked up, and even Wayne Cilento was looking away, couldn't look at me. I left the studio, trembling, and as I stepped into the street, a bottle, an empty glass bottle, came and crashed down at my feet. And I don't know if it was thrown at me or fell off, a ledge. And then I got back onto the train and went up to school and, kind of went to bed.
It sounds like a cartoon.
Horrifying. So, and it really, if anything would have put me off musicals, it would have been that experience right there. I couldn't dance. I think I did try to sing and it was like, yeah, forget it, man. Because I had some sort of whispery little voice.
But you know who got that? I don't know if it was that particular one, but Jason Alexander was like the lead in that Dr. Pepper commercial.
Maybe, yeah. He's an untalented bastard, and I don't care about it.
But by the way, you claim you're not a dancer, and yet...
Yeah, that's like Fred Astaire after he's been hit by a truck. The thing is that I'm not a good dancer, but if you hit a monkey with a stick for 6 weeks, you'll dance. And so I had great choreographers, and the thing is that character is so nerdy and schlubby anyway that my not precise dance moves were acceptable. Although I did pride myself that I could kick really high, and they were even telling me, "Don't kick that high." And I said, "Okay," but I wanted to at least kick high.
It was the one thing you had. By the way, where did you grow up in New York City?
I grew up in Queens.
Oh, I grew up on Long Island. So
Look at you.
5'6".
Fancy.
I found this clip of Wings where apparently way before people had cell phones, you were, I guess, sexting? Taking pictures of your nether regions? Here we go.
Huh?
So, how'd the photograph thing go this morning, huh? Photograph thing?
Right, is that about you?
I don't remember. It was only 30 years ago or something, but
you in the red shirt.
About anything you want. I don't know.
Is that you in the red shirt that I just saw?
Yeah.
So watch. Literally, you took a picture of your down there.
So, how'd the photograph thing go this morning, huh?
Photograph thing? Oh, you mean the film? Helen's sent it off to her parents in Phoenix.
What? Can I talk to you for a second, please?
What? It's just a bunch of pictures of Helen in her wedding dress. Her parents were really anxious to see him, so they're developing the film out there.
Right. So Helen's parents are developing the film?
Yeah, why? What's the big deal?
A picture of your what? It was a joke. Joke? Oh.
Yep. So I think it's all coming back to me now, Seth. Thank you. I think my character took a picture of, I guess we'll call it junk, because it's about the same, weighs the same, and smells the same as junk. That's terrible. And I think it was probably in the camera that my brother had, and I didn't know he was going to send it off to his girlfriend's family. There you go.
You started a trend, and by the way, we are going to do this. We'd love to see a Wings reunion. We are going to get that going.
Okay. Oh, that'd be great.
Just FYI. Okay, so I heard you sound checking, and you sounded amazing. So can I please hear the song that I recorded for you? Because I was in the kitchen making a protein shake.
What were you making?
A protein shake. I've got my body in the manner you're accustomed to.
All right, good. Oh, you're so sweet to me. God, I miss you.
Back
all right. Well, this is a song. It's called Where or When, and I hope I don't pixelate, but I'll do the best I can. Let's see if you can hear it. Let's see. Can you hear it?
Yeah.
Seth, we live in crazy times. A lot of crazy things are happening now.
Are you coming?
You know what I'm talking about. It's a wild time. It's a crazy time. It's a Corona time. I think you know, where we're thinking about the who, and the what, the how, and the why, but also we're thinking about the where or the when, aren't we?
The worst monologue I've literally ever heard.
It seems we stood and talked like this before. We looked at each other in the same way then, but I can't remember where or when. The clothes you're wearing are the clothes you wore The smile you are smiling, you were smiling then, but I can't remember where or when. Some things that happen for the first time seem to be happening again. And so it seems we have lived before and laughed before and loved before, but who knows where or when?
Okay, you sound amazing. Steven, the voice is so beautiful. The monologue was horrific. The song.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Christian. You're going to come back, and because I never got your license, because I need to put that on screen.
Oh,
So
that's right. I'll find it.
you come back for that. All right, Steven, so lovely to see you. Say hi to your mom. Peace out.
Peace out.
Peace out. And finally, by the way, I'm loving the donations we're getting. You donate, which I'm getting on my phone. StarsInTheHouse.com. Everything goes to the Actors Fund, helping people literally pay their rent, their medical bills, their health insurance. And like we say, everything on this show is live, and then it stays up at StarsInTheHouse.com. So let me finally bring up one of my favorite Broadway actresses, Miss Bonnie Milligan. Hi, lady.
Oh, hi.
Oh, hi.
How are you?
Bonds, I was just watching old Head Over Heels clips. It's so great. It was staged so amazingly. You know, and I was actually thinking about you recently because so many people were either about to begin their Broadway show or they've been in the middle of the Broadway show and the whole thing ended. And I'm like, is it more traumatic to not expect your Broadway show to just literally you show up at the theater, your show is over? You know, because I felt so bad when Head Over Heels closed, but I'm like, maybe you had it easier than some of these people that it's just like, it's over and no one knows what's going on. What do you think?
I mean, I feel so horrible for this season. I've thought about that. I was like, had Head Over Heels been this season and it was just wiped out like that so quickly and you don't have time to sort of pack away your emotions about something and grieve and like and hug each other and be like, all right, or just be triumphant and go out and have some drinks at the close of it all. I think it's so much worse. This
Isn't that interesting? Because, like, you know, we were lamenting how bad it was and I'm sad that it closed. But then you look back and you're like, you actually had it better in a weird way.
Yeah. Because a lot of people said we were like ahead of our time and that
you're right on the cusp of like gender identity.
And a lot of people now were like, had Head Over Heels been now, I think it would have a different journey. But had it been now, this would have, you know what I mean?
Yeah. By the way, your lighting is as horrific as mine usually is. It's just white, and then I see eyebrows. Normally, I look that bad, and this is the first time my lighting's look good. So I don't know what's happening, but it's
because I don't know. It's funny at sound check. I was told my lighting was amazing.
I don't know what changed, but I've never seen anything worse. Anywho, it's all good. I'm looking at these comments. So, you know, Bonnie is so awesome. Head Over Heels should never have closed. Yes, we all loved it. Bonnie's my favorite. So Head Over Heels 3 times San Francisco. Oh, so good. So, you know, I was thinking of you when Saycon was talking because I don't know what your final answer was, but we were talking a couple months ago about various offers you were having and when to take them. And Saycon was talking about that too. So, I mean, did you identify when she was like, you've got to figure out like what you want and say no to things? Because I knew you had all these kind of shows that were vying for you. What was the final answer? Did you take any of those shows that were vying for you? Or did you piece out on all of them? There was like a tour, like a long tour that was going to come to Broadway, and then there was like a jukebox musical.
Yeah, I ended up the tour into the Broadway. I ended up turning down, and then the jukebox situation. It was kind of crazy. I don't know how much I should say. I should give you all the tea here, but it got
probably not happening.
I was in negotiations when I found out from a friend, they texted me saying, "Wait, what happened? Why aren't you doing this? I just got an offer." And I was like,
So you were offered it,
"What?"
you were negotiating it, and it wasn't even like they put in a call for auditions to threaten you. They literally offered you to someone else?
Yeah. So then, funnily enough, then that person didn't want to do it, and then they kind of came around to me again, and I was like, "I know what you did." Anyway, at the end of the day, it didn't happen, and so both of those projects did not happen. And it's crazy because like back in November, I was definitely in a place of like, what am I doing next? And trying to make the right choices and feeling kind of crazy about it all. Cause it's like very daunting to feel like there's only one right way. And you're like, no, that's not it. I was doing like a workshop with Jen Colella up at Sundance, New York, Sundance Mass Mocha.
Like
And I was going through all of these, like, what am I doing? And she's like, honey, there is no right answer. There's no wrong answer. Whatever you choose is right. And it's going to be okay. And I was like, okay. Because it's stressful. It's really hard. And especially when you want, you know, I understand I'm a different, a lot, what I am is fat. And so sometimes I don't get cast in certain things. And is it like holding out for something like Head Over Heels, which is like once in a lifetime, or is it once in a lifetime? That's like the question I started getting, because a lot of things that came my way were back to what I had before, which was that kind of fat shamey side bit that was a joke. And you're like, but I thought we broke through things, and I thought we changed things. And so a lot of that was factoring into what is my next project and what am I doing, and am I doing this right? And all the people that messaged me during Head Over Heels, what it meant to them and how their lives were changed, seeing what I was doing, and what I represented as someone seen attractive and not a joke. And if I would go back to those roles, what would that say to them? But at the same time, I gotta work, I gotta pay bills. So it's very hard to feel that pressure already on yourself and in the public with what you want to be as an example to people, for standing up for themselves and for, you know, feeling good about themselves. So that all kind of started in November. It's been a really weird time, but then all of the stuff that was going to happen or didn't happen, I you know, thought I was going to be a part of something that was great, and then I got replaced, and you're like, oh, okay, what have I made all the wrong choices? My dad got sick, and he had pancreatic cancer, and all of those projects that would have been rehearsing, I was free to go be with my dad, who died like 5.5 weeks after he was diagnosed. So that's the things that I have to like hold on to be like, God, the universe, whatever you believe in, is that I think there's a higher power. I think there's a higher plan that I'm like, okay, everything feels horrible, but like something's got to mean something. And for me, my takeaway was I got to spend that time with like my dad at the end of his life.
It's so, I mean, that's a devastating story, but it's just a nice thing to go like, there are no wrong answers, and things will work out in a good way. That's just a way to look at it. Wow, I forgot about that. Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
So now, even besides the horribleness of your dad, but it's also like all these choices don't matter because nothing's happening. So it's also like another weird thing. It's like,
it's weird. Yeah. It's crazy. And now it's just like the scare of like, when is our industry coming back, and what does that mean, and what can we do? And oh God, you know, I haven't done a survival job in a long time. So
yeah, well, A, we all do it, and B, that's what the Actors Fund is for. It's like, you can't pay your rent right now. I mean, that's what people don't understand. It's like, you could be on Broadway and you're still living check to check. Like, you're living in New York City. And so many people were working, and then all the work stopped, and it's like they don't have their rent. And also a lot of people were like, oh, this next job I have will give me enough weeks to get health insurance. But if the job ended, there's no health insurance suddenly. Where are you in terms of health insurance? Do you have enough for the next couple months?
I have enough for the next couple months. Yeah.
But this is by the way what the Actors Fund helps with, and that's why all these donations we're getting, starsinthehouse.com, just helps everybody. But by the way, this is so nice about me. You join from New Jersey. Zoom was made for your interviewing talents. Attend one of your series shows. The only thing I will just say, I love you, but we use StreamYard, FYI. Zoom, I think, only goes to YouTube. We use StreamYard.com, which goes to all my different platforms. Just FYI, but thank you for the nice comment. Anyway, I found this fun clip of Head Over Heels, and this is one of those shows where I don't think were we living in New York at the time? I think we were out of town, but I felt we had to go see it because Rachel York, I'm obsessed with. We had to go to opening night, and I was like, I don't want to see this. I was so mad I was there. And within the first minute, that opening number, the staging just puts you in that world. Look how thrilling this is here. First of all, I love that everyone's on a high A. It's every man is up the octave with you. It's crazy.
It's crazy.
That's ow.
Yeah.
So I will show that fun clip we did. Bonnie and I did an Obsessed together where I said I was obsessed. There was a modulation in her song Beautiful where she does this crazy high riff. And I just said that from now on, every modulation where there's a measure of silence should have a crazy high riff above it, no matter how inappropriate. So this is Bonnie adding her riff from Head Over Heels to a ballad from Chess. It's so inappropriate. Oh, yeah! Here we go. From all very well, 2, 3, 4.
It's all very well to say you fool. It's now or never. I could be choosing no choices whatsoever. I could be in someone else's story.
It's that drop down. I could be.
It's so stupid. Back to that clip, by the way. Shout out to Spencer Lift because that staging was just
Yeah.
Oh, God, it's so good. All right, so I need to have you back. I need to have you back on with Natalie, by the way. You guys have so many amazing videos, and she's so effing hilarious. But I just want to close up.
I'm so sad we didn't do our. Yeah, we were going to do the Sondheim 80th birthday celebration for the 10 years later. This year we were going to do the whole concert, the two of us.
You were going to recreate his 80th celebration for his 90th birthday.
Yeah.
Yes, we were.
And I was going to have a surprise guest, which God knows if we'll ever do it. But it was going to be the two of us the whole time. And then the red dress section, of course, we're going to keep in its entirety because it's very important for the culture. But everything else, of course, you got to bring it down because it's 100 and a lot of minutes. And we got to bring it down to 75. So, but at the end, I just feel like we were going to bring up on stage, Deb Monk was going to do I'm Still Here.
And you met Deb Monk doing Broadway Backwards?
Yes.
I saw that performance. God,
Yeah.
that was so great. Okay, so look at that tight haircut. Oh, well, girls, I'm in quarantine. Listen, my daughter has a cosmetology degree, but it's like she basically wakes up at 2 p.m. Like by the time she wakes up, I'm like, I'm on the air. So to get her to give me a haircut, it's just like she reversed her hours. So yeah, my hair is a wonderful basketball.
I'm into it. It's nice.
Thank you. All right, so talk to me, Bonnie. You're recreating something today, a song.
Oh, yeah. So I am doing, I don't know if you've ever seen the Donna Murphy Hit Me with a Hot Note, but specifically she had that television show with Joan Cusack called What About Joan? And so this clip has been on YouTube forever. Like she played a therapist who wasn't known as a singer. She walks into this piano bar, was like, can I try something out? And then is unreal. And then they're all like, holy crap. She's like, I know, keep it for the shower, and like leave. Like he goes, what key? And she went, regular. Like, it's so good. And so she was being honored back in October, and reached out to me and asked me if I would sing Hit Me With a Hot Note, which I have watched that YouTube clip over and over for years. And so I was like, oh my gosh, because she's one of the people I look up to most. I even just reached out on Twitter, like, can you come to the show? And she did. And then now we're like buddies, but she's Donna Murphy. So anyway, she asked me to do this, and Larry Yerman was playing the piano for all of it. So he made me like a little rehearsal track, which is what I'm going to sing to. And I'm going to give you Donna Murphy's Hit Me With a Hot Note.
Oh, I'm so excited. I'll go off screen.
All right. Hit me with a hot note and watch me bounce. Hit me with a hot note and watch me bounce. And trumpets heat up, give me a rug to beat up. Hit me with a hot note and watch me bounce. Hit me with a hot note and watch me burn. Slap me down with rhythm from stem to stern. And saxes flare up. How can I keep my hair up? Hit me with a hot note and watch me bounce. Start that trombone sliding while I gather steam. Keep the tempo riding, and I'll come in right up that beat. Hit me with a hot note, watch me bounce. Slap me down with rhythm and great amounts. Scream out, I need a hit me, slap me, sweet but I need a hit me with that note and watch me bounce.
Okay, two things. I've never heard that. It was amazing. Second of all, it is so Donna Murphy because, you know, she came to fame from doing Song of Singapore, which is all that crazy riffing. So that's such her arrangement. It's so her. Your belting was amazing. I had to test it on my piano. D flat, sustained, still got it. My only note, I'll come in right on the beam. The beam is
It's beam?
Yeah, because it's where the note is, the beam of the note.
Amazing. I didn't know that.
Beam. Yeah. So that's my only lyric note.
Great.
That's amazing. Wow. Okay, so Donna, you got Bonnie. You're not Donna Murphy.
Thank you. I've never been more blessed in my life. Thank you.
Wait, I'll tell you my Donna Murphy story that she told on Stars in the House before we go. She was doing, you know what her first Broadway show was that she got? She was the three egos in They're Playing Our Song. It was really just like basically your backup. So she's doing it for a while, and she said, like, you know, she was training as an actress at NYU, and she was like, sort of like, just there's really no story for me. So she said, you know what, I'll just do the show, but in my mind, I'll be like, tonight I'm Evita. So she would sort of have like, you know, she's like, I didn't change anything, but she'd be Evita. So like another actor would be like, I'm Madame Bovary, and it kind of just kept her sort of acting. So dance captain came up to her right after a rehearsal, and they said, oh, remember this afternoon's rehearsal because we were putting in that new person? And Donna said, oh, I know. It's because, sorry, I was just marking. I just thought it's more important for you to focus on the person than focus on me. Like, right. Well, the way you were marking, can you do that from now on 8 times a week? She's like, what? Like, yeah, it's better than, because apparently even her, even though she was just being a beat in her head, apparently it was the most intense, brilliant, distracting.
Of course.
They were like,
Of course it was.
Mark from now on, because you're such a star in the background that just having a thought in your head is making the audience look. Can you imagine? So she was like, "You want me to mark the show?" Like, yeah. And then she was like, "Notice."
Oh my God.
I thought you'd appreciate that.
I'm obsessed with that. The only not you know what? I was in high school and we were rehearsing The Music Man, and I was Yule McKechnie's Shin.
Yes,
and
ma'am.
it was like when Marion and Harold, he comes in and the ladies were rehearsing Grecian urns.
Yes,
and
one yay.
I had no idea. We were just rehearsing, and all of a sudden I hear, "Okay, Bonnie," I'm like, "You have to stop." And I was like, "Stop what?" And I was just in the world of ukulele, and I was like stretching and rehearsing. And she's like, "I didn't listen to a word of the scene that just happened, so you have to stop." And I was like,
Wait, I love it because I'm sure your comedy, your stretching was hilarious.
And it was literally like, "Oh, you're trying to upstage?" And I was like, I was genuinely in character and like just playing around. And that's when I learned about upstaging. Yeah.
You and Donna are the same.
If that's what we got to take away, that's what we got to take away.
You know what? She has 2 Tonys. Oh, wow. This is a nice comment. I think this is my friend Anne, who just, what a voice, what a delivery. I think she just made me the most beautiful quilt. Oh, God, I wish I could bring it up on the screen to show you. She just sent this to me. It's so stunning. In conclusion, tonight is our foster care benefit for You Gotta Believe. It's A, star-studded, B, full of the most amazing stories. So it's tonight, 8 p.m., and the money that you donate will go to You Gotta Believe, which helps foster youth find families, because once you hit 8 years old, it's basically impossible, unfortunately, the foster care system, and they go to foster homes, and then they age out of the system, and then they have nothing, and 50% homeless or in jail. You Gotta Believe finds families for these foster youth, and we're raising money for them. We do it all the time. They're amazing. So that's 8 p.m. tonight. Like I said, star-studded, 8 p.m. Eastern. Bonnie, you're going to come back with Natalie Walker.
Great.
Someone just said where? Right here.
Right.
Stars in the house. not leaving my house. So tonight, normally Stars in the House, we always do for the Actors Fund, but one day a week we raise money for another charity. So tonight we're raising for You Gotta Believe. It's here, 8 p.m. Eastern. Tell your friends. Bon, we love you. I'm gonna roll my credits and I'll play something, I guess, in honor of you. Let me see. Okay, here we go. Credits. Pick a little, talk a little, pick a little, talk a little, cheep, cheep, cheep. Pick a little, talk a little, pick a little, talk a little, cheep, cheep. Pick a little, talk a little, pick a little, talk a little, cheep, cheep, cheep. Talk a lot, pick a little, talk a little, pick a little, talk a little, cheep, 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 cheep. She left River City, the library building, but he left all the books to her. Chaucer, Rabelais, Balzac. Yes, a fairy princess with a moonbeam for your floor. You had a golden shimmer in your hair and silver shoes for all to see. We know that you will soon unfold, giving heart a purest gold here, or what the heart should be. Okay, I'm exhausted at this point. That was recreating your high school amazingness. Thank you, Berlanti Family Foundation. Thank you, Stephen Weber, Saycon Sengbloh, Bonnie Milligan. Peace out. See you all soon. Bye-bye.